and we had a little break over the holidays.
Yes.
And I missed you big time.
We missed you too, but I will have to say it was nice having Rick home. He enjoyed that.
Yeah, well, he didn't really enjoy it all that much because he was texting me that I'm in this honeydew list.
Well,
stuff,
yes. Okay, let me rephrase. I enjoyed Rick not being at work for a week.
Had a lot of things to do.
But he got it all done and then some, so.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, Sonia Edwards from Bryan Insurance in the studio with us today. And what is the tip to start off the year right?
Well, this actually sparked this idea over the Christmas holidays when we were talking to a relative of mine who I won't name, but he lives in another state. And
All right, throw it under the bus.
He's no, it's not his fault, but I just didn't want
He
anybody.
lives in a foreign country.
Yeah, I didn't want anybody to think it
California?
was somebody that they knew.
Almost.
But somebody very close to me, highly intelligent, has a master's degree, and he made a statement that just made me cringe, so of course I had to help. He said, because just moved into a new house, all this stuff, and he says, I'm sure my insurance guy loves me because I've never even met him. I just bought the policy online, on the phone, sight unseen, and he keeps trying to get me to get together to go over everything, and I just don't have time. And I said, well, I know you probably think he loves you for that, but take the time. I'm going to accidentally say his name. I know I'm going to. Take the time and sit down with the guy. It will take 10, 15 minutes. You need to know what kind of coverage you have. You really need to know, because I cannot tell you how many times people get really interested in what kind of insurance they have whenever they have a claim. That's when they want to talk about it.
Do the policies ever change at the beginning of a year or when they cycle through a year process? Can you get a renewal and policy things have changed and you don't really?
All the time.
Really?
Yes. Insurance companies are constantly filing new forms. Most of the time, I will say that they're a clarification. For example, a policy written in the 1970s didn't talk about drones,
Right.
Yeah.
And
it talks about flying objects maybe, but didn't bring that in. So when there's things that are new or new concerns or maybe something that was never intended to be covered, but somebody found a loophole, going back to the mold thing and whenever that was, companies file forms. And yes, the insurance company, I'm not talking about your agent, your insurance company mails you a policy. And if you're like most people, it is in a filing cabinet in your house or maybe in the trash or who knows, and so, and they do have to notify you. Well, in Texas, they have to notify you, your company does, if it's a significant drop in coverage.
Right.
They have to specifically tell you this has changed and this is what has changed. However, again, don't wait. That's why I don't want to talk about it. I'm not big on making New Year's resolutions because I don't really keep them. But the only one I ever made that I kept was that I would wear something purple every day, and I've kept that one.
have you really?
I do, yeah.
I didn't notice. I noticed your wristband.
That's been going on for years. But
So what would you call your blouse?
Oh, this is
maroon?
maroon. Yeah, but I just mean something purple. But anyway,
Right.
Joking aside, but that's why I hate to use the word resolution because I'm not a success at it. But just make a promise to yourself before January is over. Call your insurance agent, whether it's your personal insurance, your business insurance, both, and ask them if there's a time that they can come see you, you can come see them, or even on the phone where you can review your coverages, because it will be well worth the money, the time. And I know people think, oh, they're just going to try to sell me something new. And most of the time, that's not really necessarily true. A good agent's job is to tell you what your coverage is, what possible gaps you may have, what you might want to purchase, but it's going to ultimately be up to you. You don't have to say yes just because they offer this for you. But it's so worth the time to go over, and don't be the person that all of a sudden gets interested whenever they have a bad claim. Because, that's important, and you need your agent for those times too. But it's so much better if you know ahead of time. You can plan for those things. You can decide, do I want to pay this premium? Is this something I want to self-insure? Do I want to buy higher liability limits? Whatever it is. So that's my tip today, is just tell yourself by the end of January that you'll make that phone call and take the time, 10, 15 minutes tops usually, unless it's a complicated account, to learn your coverages and ask your questions. So that's it.
I'll call my agent this afternoon.
You're good, babe.
I do. I want to say something about Bryan Insurance, and especially use. Sonia, I can't say enough about when I was shopping around the airplane insurance back in October, and the fact you said, hey, you got a good setup here, Falcon Air, and you even write for them, but my agent already had everything in place, the paperwork was done, and you basically said stick with them. So there was some honesty there that you could have easily said, yeah, we'll move it over here and blah, blah, blah. But you sent me the nice text, I looked over everything, and we really think you ought to just stay with what you're at. That's the honesty that you don't get from a computer when you do it online.
Right, and we firmly believe at Bryan Insurance that do the right thing by the client and everything else will work out. And I would like to think that most agents are that way. I really can't say, but I do know that that is our philosophy at Bryan Insurance, that if we do the right thing for our customer, then we'll end up good at the end of the day, and they will too.
How do we get a hold of you?
You can call 940-549-2525. You can come see us, second floor Sierra Bank Building, or visit us online at www.bryanins.com.
And are you feeling better? You
I
look
do
great.
feel better, and I can't believe I haven't started coughing. This is a good sign.
I know.
But yeah, no, I feel much better.